That was the issue. Hello, dear adventurers, and welcome to another Needlessly Complicated 14 stream. My name's Aerietta, and I forgot to turn my headphones on, which is why I had no captions and no sound. So, one of the nice things about captions is that it only has captions when it can hear my microphone, so if there's something wrong with the sound, I'm able to kind of identify that pretty quickly, so that's nice. Aerietta is reminding us to take a sip of water, because hydration is an important part of every adventure. And yeah, I am feeling very tired, but I'm here, and I'm glad to be here. Um, oof. Game sound is a little bit loud. I'm turning that on for my sake, but I am going to very quickly tend to my chocobo before I switch over, just so I'm not like showing. Fetch your chocobo from the stable? Yes. I don't want my FC to be bothered just because I exist in the same world as them, so I'm trying to make sure that I am not showing off their house without their permission. All right, back to the live scene. And now we have desktop audio. And here we are. And here it is loading. Yeah, again, I'm sorry for the last minute change of plans. I didn't get the chance to stream on Wednesday, and that was a bummer. Alright, let's see. I'm currently on Paladin. It's taking me a minute to get back into everything. Profile, that's not it. Classes and jobs. Okay, so we were leveling Paladin up as well as... Nope, Paladin is the last level 30 job we have. Cool, cool, cool. But yeah, Wednesday I had to take time off from streaming because we had a surprise apartment inspection from the landlord. They're legally required to give us a certain amount of notice, but that was very sudden notice nonetheless. And our annual inspection is supposed to be in April, which means that they have done 4 annual inspections since January. Now, that was unfortunate. Alright, so we just need to level Paladin up to level 31, and we'll be able to do the level 31 jobs. I am going to move to another corner if I can hop over the geometry. Actually, since we're already here, let's pick up all of our level 30 profession job quests while I figure out what I'm about. Probably a good thing to be doing. It does seem excessive. Also, hello, Claire. It finally changed to Fisher. Claire is another wonderful streamer here on Twitch. How do the new shoutouts work? Is this the thing? Is this the one? Did it do the thing? I don't know if it did the thing. Maybe I did it wrong. I haven't actually looked into the new shoutouts, so it's a backslash, that's right, because it's not my bot. I'll probably just keep on doing both because That's the kind of person I am. And I noticed that... Oh, it did it twice? No, that's another one for me. So I noticed that it only shows up to give a button to follow. It doesn't actually give you their URL for the new shoutouts. So I'm probably going to do both. It is cool though. It does mean there's more ways for people to go and see my amazing friends and their amazing streams. Claire was streaming the other night and it was just so nice to just hang out and just be able to watch her play Mass Effect. So let's see. Sisipu. The catfish you fetched for Lingzeth have raised quite a stir. He was so pleased with the quality and quickness of the delivery that he's been raving about you to anyone in earshot. And now the word swirling around Limsa of a fabled fisherwoman has reached the ears of your fellow guildmates. Though most of them have no idea who you are, it doesn't stop the lazy sunbathers from fabricating folk stories about you. Meanwhile, Chuchurun's done his part to add to your fame, singing your praises well beyond the walls of the guild. So well beyond the walls, in fact, that goblins have come to enlist your help. Tactics is a friend of Chuchurun's, so we're somewhat obligated to hear him out, though I don't expect him to be much more intelligible. Loath though I am to admit it, we'll most likely need a Wawalago again. Okay. The Novaria mission is such a good one. Yeah. Plus, I don't know. It's just really nice sitting in your streams, because just, I don't know, the cadence of your voice is nice and relaxing. So sometimes I don't pay full attention, but I still benefit from listening to you talk. I am the ultimate lurker. I just zone out. Alright, so here's Tactics, so we might as well grab this before we continue grabbing other quests. Chuchurun told many glory tales of mighty Fishbringer to Tactics. Tactics is friend, Chuchurun is friend, Fishbringer is friendly friend, yes? Moon was shining on Easter seas of Lenosha when most lovely fish appeared. Tactics wonder if friendly friend, Fishbringer, can bring back lovely fish from Moonsea. Well, that's a lot. Wawalago, do you understand what this good gobbo is saying? So a goblin gets a glimpse of some gills and I'm to guess the game? Haha, naturally I know what you need to net. I'm only surprised you saw fit to solicit my support. The moment you mentioned the moon on the easter seas of Lenosha, I figured out the frisky fish you're fixin' to fetch. Full moon sardines. Schools of striplings migrate under moonlight through the Strait of Merlthor to return to their mothers or meet their makers. Tastiest time to take them too, pluck them plumb from their prime. From dawn to dusk, droves dip and dive down Bloodshore. Spinning spoon worms in the water will snag you some sardines and sate your sponsor. I'm surprised I got through that so well. That's literal tongue-twisting material right there. I wasn't looking for that one. I was looking for a different one. Not that you can tell, but that's fine. Okay. So I am on Blacksmith, which means I need to head up to the Aft Castle. I definitely needed a relaxing week after cleaning so hard, though. I literally wrecked my back. I spent quite a bit of yesterday afternoon in bed with a heating pad on my back, just like zoning in and out. To say it was quite painful is an understatement. it's hard to feel accomplished about getting stuff cleaned up when you're in so much pain and you know that you had to do it in order to get through an inspection. Like, I am very thankful that we got different people doing the inspection. There is one person, staff member, who will uh, come in quite frequently for us and be very judgmental and ableist and just say things that are out of line. So, expecting that person was why I cleaned as strenuously as I did, because I didn't want to experience all of the negative backlash about how things should be in my own home. Claire says, oh my god, why do they need to say anything? They don't. They don't. Like, just hand over the results of the inspection and leave. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, making insinuations that my place of living is so dirty that they're surprised not to see cockroaches is pretty out of order, especially since it's not dirty enough to attract cockroaches. Like, that is an extreme exaggeration, and my home is clean, if not tidy. There's an absolute difference from having a lot of clutter and being unclean. Yeah, incredibly rude. So, I'm glad the inspection ended up going well. I'm glad that the only thing that we need to work on is making sure that Nikki stops rubbing her entire body up against where the air filter is, because that was caked in cat fur because she rubs her entire body up and down the length of the grate because she likes how it scratches her tummy. So, that's the one thing that we really need to work on, thankfully. Something easy and definitely not our fault. Okay, Forge Method Britil. Been waiting for you to come and see me, lass. Seems you've got yourself an admirer. And I ain't talking about me neither. I'm talking about someone else. I'll let that statement slide. 'Twas only a matter of time before folks started asking questions about who you was responsible for the guild's recent change in fortunes. You heard of Costa del Sol out in Bloodshore? 'Cause that's where your new admirer lives. In case you don't know the place, it's a favorite resort of Ulda's rich and famous. Aye, that's right, I'm talking about one of them. Asked for you by name, they did. Said they wished to commission the great Aerietta storm strike, and no other. This could be your chance, lass. It ain't every day you get invited to curry favor with such wealthy bleeding clients. At first I thought it was just a buyer god who was watching over you, but I'm beginning to think that two-faced bugger Naldthal might have taken an interest in all. Anyway, you'll do it. No, won't you? Bah, of course you bloody will. You'll be a goddamn fool to refuse. Okay. I'm sorry, I am very distracted by this frog. Anyways. You'll need to trouble the bastard Failzar for the details. Oh, and though it sticks in me throat to say it, I reckon you should probably thank the Chocobo's Arsa while you're at it. He's the one has made this happen. Yeah, the frog is alive. It's another player. They literally just changed in the background from being a Vieira into being a frog. Like, did they change again? Nope, still just a frog hanging out. But it was a rabbit. Yeah, you can get a frog suit and a Namazu head and a full elephant costume. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Oh, I need to change jobs for this. They're following me. Aerietta, the woman whose name is on everyone's lips. Again? In case you didn't know, the entire guild seems to be holding its breath, waiting to see which side you'll come down on. The popular opinion is that you're ready to take up with Blansteer. I have no such concerns, of course. Had you resolved to distance yourself from me, we would not be having this conversation. But that does not change the fact that your allegiance remains a subject of public debate, one which threatens the unity of the guild. I propose you dispel our colleagues' unfounded anxiety by demonstrating your affiliation in a manner that none may doubt or dispute. Specifically, I would have you accept the commission of a valued client on my behalf. That, I think, would serve as proof of both my faith in you and your support for the guild's present course. Tell me, how would you like to try your hand at crafting a suit of steel chainmail? The order comes from a resident of Costa del Sol, an extremely wealthy and discerning gentleman, who will... I'm sorry, my brain immediately went to a meme that my partner keeps bringing up. Such a distinguished gentleman, yes. I've been seeing a lot more memes lately and finally actually paying attention to them. And that's a problem for me because I'm distractible and tired after a very busy and hardworking week. All right. Who will accept nothing less than the finest quality armor. As you may imagine, his patronage is of great value to the guild. I need hardly add that I would not entrust this commission to an armorer in whom I had aught less than the utmost faith. The client's maidservice, Nortirvib, will supply you with the finer details of the order. She should be here in the city, conducting business at the Fishermen's Guild as we speak. But I was just there! Are you saying that I did this in the wrong order? Curses. But first we'll grab culinary quests. I don't know if we're actually going to be doing all the crafting and gathering quests today, but we still need to gather them whatever else happens because they are level 30 quests, and I want to be able to say that we've completed past all the level 30 quests. You know, before getting to the level 35 stuff. Oh no, things are taking a while to load. Guildmaster? Hello? There he is. Bollocks. Me and Alwyn, the seven elves, I meant to cook with one bloody hand. God, of all the goddamn times I could have heard it. Why'd it have to be now? Forgive me language, lass. Don't worry, it ain't serious. Well, it is a bit serious, to tell the truth. I've got a knackered man trying to catch a fallen cratesy. It'll heal and all, but it hurts like a bastard. Can't so much as scratch me arse with it. Never mind to hold a skillet. Wouldn't be so bad, but we've got ourselves a bigwig coming to dine today. One of the most powerful men in Ul'dah. Why is it always the Ul'dah people who create such big happenings? Like, I get they have a lot of money, but it's all Lalafell, and they so small. How do they carry all that money? Now, I've been in business for decades, and I ain't no stranger to coddled dignitaries, what whine about the color of the bloody crockery, and how there's too much parsley garnish on top of their soup. But this ain't no ordinary coddled dignitary we're dealing with. This one fancies himself a food critic, and he's always out to find fault, real or not. And that ain't the worst of it. Owing to his influence, he's driven more than a few respectable establishments into the ground. For this, he's earned himself the name Chefsbane in culinary circles. Each time the man's dined at the Bismarck, I've personally done the cooking so as to avert disaster. Don't get me wrong, I've got complete trust in all me chefs, but the Bismarck goes under, the guild goes with it. And that ain't a burden I can put on just anyone's shoulders. But this time someone else is gonna have to fill in for me, and I want that someone to be you, Aerietta. You've proven yourself more incapable, and in high-pressure situations besides. I'm confident you won't let us down. You'd do well to begin by talking with Dive and Dove. Being a native of Ul'dah might be as she knows something of the chef's Lord Lolorito. Oh no, not this jerk! Guys, when we hit level 50, so much of my complaints will make sense, and I'm sorry that they don't. I don't want to give spoilers, so I'm doing my best not to. But Lord Lolorito's an ass! Oh my god. Of course it's Lord Lolorito. Okay, well then. I am aware of the situation, but don't panic. Though the Guildmaster is indisposed, all is not yet lost. In case you're unfamiliar with our distinguished guest, he is the head of the East Aldenard Trading Company. Though you may not have heard that name before, you will almost certainly have heard of the many famous brands it owns, such as Estemes, Lapidaries, and Sunsilk Tapestries. Lord Lolorito's countless successes have made him the wealthiest man in Ul'dah, a place where wealth and influence are synonymous. It goes without saying that he has a seat on the Syndicate, the cabal that rules the Sultanate. Ah, lest you wonder, Ul'dah is only notionally a sultanate these days. Anyways, as is often the way with men of means, Lord Lolorito is a lover of fine cuisine. And as the Guildmaster doubtless mentioned, he's made a name for himself as a ruthless food critic. The man has a penchant for making life miserable for us chefs. Indeed, he never places an order, but demands instead that you impress him. And therein lies our first dilemma: what to serve? Lest you think the fates unduly mischievous, I'm happy to report that the odds are not wholly stacked against us. It just so happens that Lolorito's butler, a fellow by the name of Nono Pesa, is dining at the Bismarck at this very moment. This is a golden chance to learn what manner of dish Lolorito craves. Go to Nono Pesa on the terrace and try to coax the information out of him. Good luck. Alright, here we go. I'm sorry? I think I may have misheard. Did you say that you would be preparing Lord Lolorito's meal? Well, this is rather unexpected. But if Master Lynxus saw fit to entrust the task to you, then you must not be without skill. You wish to know what my master desires to eat? Ha ha ha! Finally, it occurs to someone to ask me that question. It is my duty to see that my lord never wants for comfort, and naught pleases me more than to see Lolorito in high spirits. As such, I should be glad to share with you what I know. Shortly prior to arriving in Limsa my master spoke of being seized by a craving for a hearty meal of meat. Though he did not mention a specific dish, I happen to know that smoked raptor is a particular favorite of his. Needless to say, a man of such refined taste would expect no less than the finest sample of the dish. I hope this information serves you well. Lord Lolorito is due to conclude his business negotiations presently, and will desire to take his meal thereafter. Once the smoked raptor is ready, pray bring it to me, and I shall see it delivered to my master. All right, so it has to be high quality as well. Okay. But first, we need to, as the armor, go talk to another servant down at the Fisherman's Guild. It was the Fisherman's Guild, right? Or was it the market? We'll find out. It was the Fisherman's Guild. I was correct in my assumption. Greetings and salutations. What an honor it is to meet another of Limsa famed artisans. I'm sorry, a commission? Oh dear, there seems to be some confusion. I have already entrusted my master's commission to a veteran craftsman of your esteemed organization. You are acquainted with Blansteer? His reputation precedes him, you see, and I saw little reason to doubt that a man of his experience should be assigned the task. Oh, but I do not mean to suggest that you... Ahem. I merely sought to justify my own misapprehension. Regrettable though this situation may be, I would hesitate to shame your colleague by stripping him of his commission, given all the sterling work he has done for us in the past, I mean. Yet I can well imagine that you are loath to return to your superior empty-handed. Assuming the finished armor is of exceptional quality, my master will provide full remuneration regardless of the hand that forges the links. Mayhap it would be best for all concerned if you discuss the matter with your fellow armorer. Oh, we have to go talk to Blansteer, don't we? And he's gonna be mad. I hate it when I have to deal with mad people. Like, in real life and in game. Aft Castle, that's the one. Oh, Nikki is fully passed out up on top of a stack of papers. I opened one of the closets where we store a lot of stuff earlier today, and she decided that she wanted to climb all inside it and make a nuisance of herself, so she did. She was also very scared of the people coming to inspect the apartment. She saw them come in and her eyes went real big and she hid under the TV stand. Mind you, she doesn't exactly fit under the TV stand, but she tried anyway. Well, if it ain't Hanan's lapdog. I heard about your little show of allegiance. Huh. I suppose Nortuib told you I snatched that commission from right under your nose, did she? Seems we've got ourselves a thorny little predicament, don't it? Well, I ain't about to hand the job back to you on a silver bleeding platter, but that don't mean I want to give up. I want you to give up, neither. Don't you see? This is the perfect chance to find out who's the better armorer, to see which of us has walked the right and proper path. I'm talking about a contest of skill, girl. Whichever of us crafts the finer suit of chainmail gets the job. But remember, this bloke pays a good coin for a reason. He wants the best, and he ain't about to settle for less. Not that he'll have to, of course. Your armor'd need to be bloody flawless to be better than mine. So our mate'll be getting his money's worth whatever happens. Once you're ready, bring your armor back here, and we'll lay it out next to mine. We've both got our pride, so I reckon we can judge the results fairly for ourselves. Now bugger off. Rude. Oh, she is no longer fully asleep. She is now in the windowsill. I forgot to change the title of this stream. Whoopsie daisies. It's pretty much the same thing. We're pretty much doing the same thing. I'll just have to come up with something clever for the YouTube VOD. Which, by the way, I forgot to mention, I now have to, behave on stream because I found out that my mom has started watching my YouTube VODs. She found my YouTube channel, so now I have to, behave while I am talking on stream. Because it all goes into the recording. Claire says I very much dislike making stream titles. Yeah, it's difficult. I have kind of gotten used to it because one of the main things that this game is like a sequence of events that you kind of have to follow. So it's a little easier to come up with some stream titles to kind of give an idea of what's going to happen next if you know. Claire says I'm chatting and playing a video game. Yeah, exactly. And like it's not easy to come up with a new title for every single time. Yeah, my mom found my videos, and apparently she's been listening to them while she works. I'm hoping not very closely, because I'm sure that I cuss way too much for her liking. Aerietta bot is reminding us to take a sip of water. Very important. Keep your brain hydrated. You don't even tell your family that you stream. I told them I streamed. I wasn't expecting them to actually go looking into it. There are a number of just like people that I know who I just don't really care if they know I stream or not. I just don't want them to show up because I don't trust them not to like give away personal information about me. Like that's my main concern. Said lovingly, my mom is super nosy and would definitely look me up. Yeah, my parents aren't terribly nosy, and that's nice. They are very supportive, but yeah, I just one of the things about this is I go by my username for stream specifically because I don't want to have to deal with all that comes with your identity being kind of out in the open. And that's a personal preference, but it's my personal preference. And part of that has to do with not wanting specific people to come in who think that they know me well and then behave based on those assumptions when it's mostly like, I smiled and nodded at this joke. It's not that I necessarily agreed with it. It is good you have come, Aerietta. Your talents are needed for a commission. The client asked for you by name, in fact. It would seem the adventurer turned carpenter has earned herself a reputation. You are to craft a walnut cane of unparalleled quality. When it is ready, bring it to me. I will not permit you to deliver anything less than that of perfection. Okay. Yeah, one of the groups of people that I don't particularly want in chat because I don't want to have to moderate them are people from my old FC. I am in the process of changing over on my main character to a different free company, and I haven't done it yet. I'm probably going to do it this afternoon, but basically, due to a lot of drama, it's kind of split in two, and I'm heading off to the new faction of the FC that is less lewd and less rude. Mostly, it's just that they take it, the people from the original FC just kind of take it way too far. It's no longer a joke, it's just gross. And I don't want to be part of that. There you are, Aerietta. Just the leather worker I was looking for. Well, one of several I would consider asking, but that's beside the point. Anyway, I have a task for you. Mere moments ago, we received an older gentleman who demanded that we give his commission priority. Needless to say, I refused him without hesitation and had him thrown out. In retrospect, however, I believe his forwardness may have owed more to desperation than mere impatience. Could you perhaps speak with the client on my behalf? I am told he was last seen heading east, in the direction of the market stalls. Of course, he may have gone further than that, but being an energetic adventurer, I'm sure you'll find him eventually. Okay, then. It looks like he's way up here. Possibly. But yeah, I don't yet have a mod for my stream, other than, you know, couple bots and myself. So having to moderate the content that goes into the stream and thus will end up in the VODs is a little bit daunting, especially with a group that I know is hard to handle at the best of times. You are a leatherworker? Thank you for coming to see me. I know that my behavior at the guild was inexcusable. Permit me to start from the beginning. I heard tell of a new brand of leather goods that was cheaper than Fen Yi, but just as well made. Not being a wealthy man, I saw no reason to spend the extra gil and purchase some of the both the branded leather armor for my boy, only to be disappointed. To an untrained eye, it may seem fit for purpose, but I served as a wood whaler for many years and could tell at a glance that it was no match for XIV weapons. They made it fast and cheap as advertised, but had I known the quality would be so bloody awful, I would have found the extra gil and gone to Fen Yi Fineries in the first place. I know that what I ask is unreasonable, but my boy is about to enlist in the whalers, and I want to give him something that would last a lifetime, something that his son could wear when the time came. I swear that anger, both the stuff, wouldn't keep him alive long enough to even have a son. Please, would you make me a toadskin jacket? Yep, I totally understand. You want to keep your kids safe, so you want to give them the best defense possible. But yeah, it's also really hard when you want to purchase things that are worth it. You want to purchase things that are a high enough quality so that they will last and be worth the purchase, but not having a lot of money means that saving up for one thing could cost you something else, like food. I don't like having to budget tightly, and I'm sure that I would not be able to make purchases of armor were that a necessity. I see. A gift from the father to the son to be passed down through the ages. Only a well-crafted item could be expected to carry generations of memories and tradition. A toadskin jacket, was it? Well, after hearing such a tale, who could possibly refuse? Why are you looking at me like that? It was a rhetorical question, Aerietta. I'm not a monster. You heard his words, so you know what's at stake better than anyone. I bid you make a toadskin jacket of the highest possible quality and present it to me for inspection. But yeah, that's part of the reason why I am trying to learn how to make a lot of my own clothing, because then I can make sure that it is made of quality fabric and materials. I mended a pair of socks the other day. Well, no, not the other day. Yesterday. Yesterday afternoon, I mended a pair of socks that I had made for myself out of the scraps of other socks. They're cute little rainbow-colored short socks, and I love them to death, but I hadn't realized that they were wearing out from wearing them so much. But one of the nice things is that handmade socks are much easier to repair than machine-made socks, and are more likely to last longer at that. I fear we have a situation on our hands, Aerietta. The guild's crop of alligator pears has been ravaged by vermin, and scarcely a day before the fruit was due to be picked. It is disheartening to see our labors come to naught, but such is the way of nature. Alas, our woes do not end there. In a fine example of ill timing, no sooner had the disaster come to light than we received an unusually large order for, yes, alligator pears from the Carline canopy. Yet all hope is not lost, for the fruit also grows in the wild. We need but find enough to fill the order, 15 to be precise. Our man Solio is charged with keeping track of such produce as may be harvested in the Twelveswood. He spends most of his days around Bent Branch Meadow at this time of year. If there are alligator pears out there, he will know where to find them. Pray, seek him out, Aerietta, and do as he directs. I remember this quest. Back when it still needed to be high quality. I spent 4 hours harvesting pears. It was awful. It was terrible. Because they had to be high quality and the rate was incredibly low, and I didn't know how to make it high enough at the time because I didn't know how to use any of my skills. And yes, I am aware that botanist was the first job that I got over level 40, and this is the level 30 quest. Yeah, it was a problem. But I think I ended up with something like 300 regular quality pairs to my 15 high quality pairs that I was able to get. It was a lot of effort. All right. I'm still pretty tired from the week, so please pardon me if I get quiet every once in a while. Where's the door? Houston Strip is nearby one of the Aethernet shards. Another thing that I did while I was recovering from all of that excess cleaning was I picked up the demo for Potion Permit because I just wanted to try something new and I'd seen a lot of good things about the game. So this afternoon I'm buying it. I'm also going to be buying a controller because getting my fingers to do the specific movements necessary is a little bit painful and not very intuitive, so I'm going to pick up a game controller so that I'll be able to do that. And then I'll be able to use a game controller for other games, like when we continue with video game fables. Aha! I see you have further immersed yourself in the bog of alchemical pursuit. The time is ripe to once more gauge the degree of mastery you have thus far attained. And as if by divine providence, a task suited to just such a purpose has but recently landed on my workbench. The client requests the creation of 3 high-quality flasks of a weak blinding potion. A sublime toxin indeed. Do not flinch from the mention of poison. If one means to learn the art of preserving life, one must also become intimate with the death and destruction. Yes, with but a single spoonful of a chosen concoction, alchemy can restore health or cause grievous harm. Mwahaha! This is the perfect initiation into the deeper secrets of our discipline. Do not tarry a moment longer. Go to work. All right then. I definitely agree with that. It's very easy to forget that a lot of the same things that harm us are so closely tied to the things that help us. Where am I? Where did I go? Goldsmith? Perhaps? Yes. I forgot where I was for a hot second there, pardon. But oftentimes parts of a plant that, or animal, or any other substance that is harmful, another part of that same object or creature or plant can be used in the antidote. Or used as is, but with synthesizing it with something else, such as in the antidote for snake venoms. Aerietta, something awful has happened. It's Chi-Chi. Instead of behaving better, he's acting even worse. A traveling merchant was here not a bell ago to discuss a potential contract with us. In the midst of negotiations, Chi-Chi commented on the man's jewelry, claiming such tawdry baubles are beneath even a Lominsan, a sex worker. Unsurprisingly, the man became quite upset and stormed off. Our members understand that Gigi can be a harsh critic, but this foreign gentleman, Rotan, was visiting us for the first time. If it were a guild master or guild member, we might have overlooked the incident, but he was a potential business partner. Gods, this is a disaster for the guild. We must make it up to him. Can you help me, Aerietta? Before Gigi offended him, we were discussing a bulk order of malachite earrings. By way of an apology, I'd like you to gift Rorotan a pair of these, the finest we can craft. If the gods are good, he will forgive us for the incident. You're one of our best, so I'd like you to craft the earrings. When they are ready, please present them to me for inspection. Okay, so what's next? This was gold. Let's do Weaver. I haven't done Weaver yet, right? Right. Don't mind me. I can't remember anything. Oh, I did see a quest on our map that we can do in the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. So that was an unlock quest as well. I wonder what it's for. Oh no, things are loading in slowly again. Ah, there you are, Aerietta. I have a job that's an absolute perfect one for you. You remember Waruka, the minor skilled quartermaster? Of course you do. No, well, you will be delighted to hear that he has finally come to appreciate the benefits of finer garments. And because he was impressed by the scarf and slops you wove for him, he has personally requested your services. I told him I would send you at the earliest opportunity. Well, what are you waiting for? This is the earliest opportunity. Okay, and he's going to be over by the mining guild, so we'll pick up the mining quest while we are there. Gone to pieces. That must be a crafting quest specifically. I'll pick that up in a bit. So I was watching someone else do a quest. Not a quest. I was watching someone else play Final Fantasy the other day, and it physically pained me to see undone quests on their map. It was just like, oh no, there's another one. It's just like, they didn't pick it up. Why didn't they pick it up? That's right. Not everyone does ridiculous personal challenges on this game. Ah, Aerietta, just the person. I was about to send for you. There's an order I want you to help with, see. It comes from the Gladiators Guild via the vice foreman himself. You recall the one time I had you procure obsidian? Well, this time I need you to find wyvern obsidian, which is a good deal rarer. How rare, you ask? Let's just say I've handled this stuff no more than a dozen times in my life. So yes, it'll be a bugger to find, but don't worry, you won't be working alone. It just so happens that one of your guildmates has volunteered for the task, and considering how difficult it's like to be, I've decided to have the two of you work together. Your partner's name is Wide Gully, and he's waiting for you on the far side of the stage. Go over and introduce yourself, and he'll tell you everything you need to know. Run along now. Oh, and good luck. There he is. You must be Aerietta, the guildmaster's pet. I have heard much and more about you. They tell me you've got talent. Trouble is, you're an adventurer, and anyone with an ounce of sense knows adventurers can't be trusted. That Alberta's sorely mistaken if she thinks you're any different. Likewise, she's sorely mistaken if she thinks I'm going to help you find 15 chunks of wyvern obsidian. I'd sooner fall on my own pickaxe than see you take the credit for my hard work. That said, I'm not about to risk getting kicked out of the guild for disobeying a direct order. Luckily, there are other ways to handle this. What do you say, a contest? It's nigh on as good as cooperating as, and so long as the client gets what he wants, Adalberta won't have cause to complain, will she? So here's the deal. We mine for wyvern obsidian separately, and whoever brings back the better haul, that's to say, the purer haul, is the winner. Simple, yes? Now, we both know I've been doing this a lot longer than you, and I won't have it said that was trounced by a novice. So, to make this more interesting, I'll give as long as you want, for all the good it'll do you. Oh, and you can even go and talk to the client if you like. His name's Hrodger, and you'll find him outside the Gladiators Guild. Might be as he can tell you something useful. Rude. I'm just doing my job, just like you. If I can get over this freaking wall! But first we need to talk to this Lalafell right over here. Hey, how's it going, Aerietta? Big Rose sent you, did he? I asked for you by name, you know. Any road. I won't beat around the bush. I want the best damn pair of velveteen gaiters you can make. I know. What's a bloke like me want with fancy shoes like that? Well, the thing is, there's a girl and... God, don't make me spell it out, lass. Trouble is, she's from a rich family. Proper rich, as in her servants have got servants, so that kind of rich. Which is why I've got to make a good first impression. And to even have a chance of doing that, I need to get dressed up to the nines. I can't very well introduce myself to a lady looking like me. Any road, I'm counting on you, lass. Oh, and I ain't letting Big Rosa give this to me for free, neither. I've got my pride, you know. Wouldn't feel right wearing a pair of swanky gaiters what I hadn't paid for. Okay. And now we are going back to... I can remember things, I promise I can. Minor. To head over to the Gladiator Guild, which is right around this corner. Good grief. Oh, maybe it was a little farther than I expected. That's fine. Gotta pick up all the quests. I am Hrodger. What can I do for you? Got yourself into a contest with the Wide Gully, you say? Ugh, I don't envy you, miss. I don't know much about mining myself, but I do know that Wide Gully is good at his job. You can't be Deep Canyon's son without knowing a thing or two about being a miner. Anyway, I've no idea whose idea this contest of yours was, but if it means I get goods of better quality, I won't hear any complaints from me. You won't hear any complaints from me. Now, you wanted to ask me about Wyvern Obsidian, didn't you? Well, I'll tell you what little I know, but remember, I'm a gladiator, not a miner. Saying that, I haven't graced the Blood Sands for a while. Took a nasty blow to the knee, you see. Rest assured, the fellow that dealt it got far worse. Anyways, I'm all mended and ready to make my I'm gonna take a sip of water. I can't read unless I'm hydrated. Anyway, I'm all mended and ready to make my return, and I want it to be glorious, something that'll be sung by the bards. So I thought a shiny new sword was in order, and there's nothing like a plumed oak I can never pronounce this one. Makuhuitel to draw a crowd. Why? Because it doesn't have a single piece of metal in it. Makua Huime don't as a rule. Aye, not a speck of metal, but if you can wield it right, the shards of wyvern obsidian embedded in the blade will cut armor like a hot knife through butter. Ah, but I'm rambling. You wanted to know where to find the stuff, not what I plan to do with it. I vaguely recall a conversation I had with a miner a while back. We were talking about this wooden sword. Oh, did I mention that's what you call more than one of them? Well, it is. Where was I? Ah, yes. We were chatting about them, and the fellow said that he'd previously dug up wyvern obsidian around Thalsor Spite in eastern Thanolin. And that's all I know. Hope it helps. Okay, so the weapon that I can't pronounce is basically a wooden sword of sorts. And it's used in a lot of traditional weaponry. I think that they have found them pretty much everywhere that needed weapons predating the individual Iron Ages of the areas. So I believe there are Japanese and ones and Aztec ones and ones that can be found in and around where Mesopotamia dig sites are. So yeah. Okay. What was I doing? Okay, so I've picked up the carpenter, blacksmith, armor, goldsmith, leather worker, weaver, alchemist, culinarian, miner, botanist, and fisher quests. Which means there was another quest that I had to pick up that I saw while I was on Weaver, and it is over in the Sapphire Exchange. Yeah, this one, Gone to Pieces. Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Here we are. Please load, please load, please load. Oh god. The lag! Jeez. There he is. Okay. Also, just because. So you may have noticed that in the top left corner of the screen there are two little goal bars to indicate that I have goals. So the one on the bottom is a follower goal. Recently we were able to meet that goal, and as such, I was able to unlock getting a custom emote in the Discord server. The next goal for follower goals here on Twitch is for 40 followers, and at that point, Nikki, my cat, who always interrupts, will have her own avatar on the screen. Above that goal, it's a goal for computer parts because I've been dealing with a lot of lag, a lot of overheating, and a lot of problems in regarding to streaming. So in order to be able to keep streaming, I need to be able to replace some of my older parts. So if you would like to help the stream and help me continue to keep streaming, there is a link in the chat right now and on screen underneath my avatar's face, both showing the link for my Ko-fi. Right now I'm working on getting a CPU cooler. Anyways, we are back talking to this person. For 12's sake, oh, what living am I to make without wares to sell? She promised the shipment would be here by now. Ah, you there, you're an adventurer, are you not? Might I ask your help in tracking a shipment of goods sorely behind schedule? I know what you're thinking, but considering the client, this request is certain to benefit you as well. If you're up for the task, I would have you speak to Nesting Heron at the bonfire in Central Thanalin. For the shipment to be so late, I can only imagine some new innovation of that Mutamix fellow has her preoccupied. Ooh. So this is a quest that we can do right now, and I think I know what it does, which would be very helpful to us. So we are going to first remember how to get there. Very important. Gone to Pieces. Map. Yes, so we need to go to Blackbrush Station. So now we'll be able to... I know words. Oh god, maybe I don't know words. I'm starting to think I don't actually know words. Basically, we'll be able to disassemble things that we have created or fish that we have caught, etc., so that we can get necessary crafting materials. It's not disassemble, that's not the word, but I'm pretty sure it does start with DIS. What's this about a shipment? Oh yes, of course. The package is prepared and ready to be shipped. I meant to handle it sooner, but I've become engrossed with the study of desynthesis. It was DES, guys. It was DES. I'll be sure to send word of your visit along with his wares. Huh? Have you not heard of desynthesis? I suppose you would have to visit the bonfire quite often to keep pace with Mutamix's myriad findings. Allow me to explain. Desynthesis is a new technique developed by Mutamix to break down weapons and armor into their constituent parts. In short, it allows the retrieval of those materials originally used to craft an item. On occasion, the process will also yield peculiar crystallized mass. There is still much research to be done, but we believe the mass is formed from residual spirit bond energies infused into equipment by the hands that crafted them. Because the process is similar to the creation of materia, we've come to call these crystals demi-materia. Just imagine the applications. Fortifying weapons, creating new armor, the possibilities are limitless. It may also be worth mentioning that while some of the demi-materia byproducts seem unfit for reuse, their radiance was not unlike the rubies and sapphires one might find for sale in Ul'dah. I imagine they would fetch a fair price if you were to show them to the right buyer. But if you are truly interested in learning more of desynthesis, I can think of no better way than trying it yourself. Perhaps the next time we meet, you can tell me more of your own findings. Yay, we have desynthesis! Okay, so I'm going to put that on the bar real quick. Actions. Would it be under general? It would be under general. I don't think I need it for that though. Okay, so sort. So now we've had a bunch of items that we have no use for a while, namely armor, because we go through a lot of different armor having all the jobs being leveled at the same time. Now we can click desynthesis. And because that's a carpentry weapon, we get an ash branch, a wind shard, and an ice shard, which means that we'll be able to get a bunch of shards out of this too, which are necessary for all of the other crafting. So I'm excited because I haven't actually been paying attention. We do have quite a bit of shards currently, but it will be very easy to run out at some point. So we now have another means to get more stuff done. Hooray. And we can cross that off our list, so that's cool. All right. So we've picked up all the level 30 quests for our profession jobs. I'm going to hop back on Paladin. And let's see. We haven't done Huntslog in a while, so let's do that. So Western Thanalin, the Footfalls, Oakwood, Alder Springs, Broken Water, Welwick Wood, Silent Arbor, Bloodshore, and the Long Climb. Let's start with the Footfalls just because that's going to be the easiest one to get to. I'm going to use a Vesper Bay Aetheryte ticket. And yeah, just for funsies, we'll do a little bit of Huntslog since we picked up all of the crafting and gathering quests. And I did need a good stretch right there, so... See, these loading screens do have a use. Oh, that's right, I have a unicorn now. Guys, I forgot I had a unicorn. Okay. Just clearing away a few quick notifications on my phone so I can ride my sparkle pointy horse. I do think it's very funny that they call them bird horses, but I don't think you actually see horses in the game except for the mounts that you get from certain bosses. I don't think you see a horse, like ever. Oh, they're loud. Okay. Excellent. Oh, I should probably put some mineral water on so that I can gain levels faster. That would be a smart thing to do. You know, these things that I should remember since I do them every time I play Final Fantasy. You know, those ones. Okay, Upper Lenosha in Oakwood. This is North Shroud, Southern Thanalan, Eastern Thanalan, South Shroud, South Shroud, Eastern Lenosha, Outer Lenosha. Let's circle around. Let's start over in Upper Lenosha. That's going to be over by Aleport. Just a quick way to get through to this next level of Huntslog, and also hopefully get to level 31 so that we can continue on with our side quests. It's been a whole lot of fun, honestly. Just having to figure out all the different ways to level your jobs because I'm trying to keep them all around the same level, or I'm trying to make sure that they're all a certain minimum level in order to do the next quests. Like, the restrictions are hard, and it's making this game take a whole lot longer than it should have. Under normal circumstances, I would already be past Heavensward by now if I was just playing as much as I have on this one character. But we're doing literally everything. We're doing all the jobs, we're doing all the quests, and we're doing them all at the same time while keeping them within a certain amount of levels of one another. Oh, that's right. I can do recommendations and have it be the hunts log, so that's helpful. And the Curial pups are going to be up here, way back tucked in over yonder. This, not the way I intended to take, but it is a way to get where I'm going. And everything's so much lower level than me right now. Because these are the level 20 to 30 hunts logs, because we skipped a lot of them because we were busy. All right. Apparently I need another Curial pup. Was that it? Yay! Dun, dun, dun. Excellent. Now we're going to continue with the level 31 quest because, of course. Okay, so perfect prey. That's going to be out in the Segoli Desert. Fetch the freshman is also Segoli, and Survey says is also in Segoli. So we're going to make our way down to Forgotten Springs. It is a long way, but we need to go. And I am going to be switching to a DPS job because they are the ones that are more difficult to find duty finder in roulettes with. It takes a lot longer. Which job did I want to do? Alright, so we've got a bunch that are already 32. Let's do monk because it looks like it might level. Okay. Oh, and there's another quest on our mini-map, which means we are obligated to go and pick it up. Where? There. I say, more trade, fewer hindrances. Forgotten Springs is ideally situated to be the waypoint for trade routes across the desert. If only the nun would think to woo us merchants instead of outright rejecting us. Riru Desu seems to need help with delivery. Apparently I clicked the wrong person. I was all set to open shop in Forgotten Springs. Would have been glorious, an amazing location. A string of customers lined up, a bevy of beauties about, but the nun of the tribe, Udon Nun. No, it's Uod Nun, up and forbade it, just like that. Now, in a way, I understand it. The Yu kill or gather most of their own food, so they don't need what I'm offering. But surely the nun has to see there's more to his oasis than his own tribe. Prospectors, adventurers, flames, we just don't live or eat as they do. But there I go again, getting on my soapbox. I might as well talk to you about something you can help with. Could you take this package to Bayergot Strike and get it to a fellow called Odinel? Yeah, actually I can probably do that. This looks like fun. Squat competition. Okay, so... Oh, that... Uh-oh. It's having loading issues again. We're going to make sure that all of them are showing up on the side over here. Okay, so I have to talk to someone right over here. Probably inside the building, I would guess. Yeah. A full-scale Amalja attack would breach the defenses here within a day. With the lizardmen making so free of Zunrak of late, it would be for the good of all to have the Immortal Flames bolster the outpost here in Forgotten Springs. Okay, there was one person I could talk to. Hey, another person on the little mini-map. Never did understand why they've so few bunks here. You see them miners pitching their tents down at Bayergot Strike? You'd think they want to be a hold-up there. Course not. It's just they couldn't find an inn hereabouts that weren't full up. Interesting. And now we have a quest turn in over here. Fascinating adventure, very fascinating. They speak so much truth to you, these immigrants. You are my ears on the street. All the voices crying out for Forgotten Springs to open its gates. If our tribe is to prosper, we must enjoy the coin and protection of immigrants and outlanders. Well, when I am none, when I am none, the old ways will have to give way to the new. The law is clear. To become the nun of the Yu tribe, one must defeat the current nun. In my case, that means the Uad nun. However, in order to win the right to challenge Uad, I must first triumph over Utaika. He stands in my way, and I in his. In this manner, the nun is protected from constant challenge. But to defeat Utaika, my arms must be impeccable. A fool he may be, but weak he is not. I shall make new arrowheads, and for that I need barbs from a Yarzan. Half a dozen should be enough. Alright. It is a little frustrating that we are playing both sides in this one. Okay, I'm gonna go to the south first to deal with those closer quests first. Doop-a-doo-doo-doo-doo. There's 1 out of 6. Two. Three. Oh, there's evil purple over there. I have to address the evil purple. 4. 5. Let's deal with the evil purple. I don't remember this quest, but that's fine. Please let me click it. I would very much like to be able to click things. Oh, that's right. Someone was sent out and didn't come back. Hi, Seki. What do you call a fake duck confit? I don't know. What do you call a fake duck confit? Gods, I'm sorry. Oh, not to you. I'm sorry that I failed so miserably. Utaika gave me this mission himself, and he's sure to be the next nun of the tribe, and I have dishonored the name of you. I could crop my tail as penance, but I have to redeem myself. I'll just do something different. Again. I'm trying so hard. And off she runs. Fake duck confit is duck counterfeit. That's terrible. That's terrible, Seki. Alright, so that makes 6. And I was going to run over Mir to do some MSQ and turn in another quest all the way out here. Gotta say it like counter fee though. Also yes, it also got Dad groaning earlier, so I consider it a success. Of course you consider it a success. Mental pain and anguish are very much a success for your puns. Are you done? It was kind of clever, yes. You are not wrong in saying it was kind of clever. It was also kind of painful to witness. Hey, look, a quest that we have to accept. Well met, adventure. A package. Come from the Minotaur Mom, you said? A wrapped merchandise. A bundle appears to contain food rations and a flask of drinking water. Thank you most kindly. The Malm's a pokey kind of place. Small as the dickens and all manner of isolated to boot. Makes it tough to get up there and give a Riri Desu the custom he's due. Right shame about the nun's decision. A store in the springs would have been a kindness. It's just a crying shame. And the worst part is there's no changing that old Makote's mind, mostly on account of the fact he hasn't one. Rude. You see all this? All the excavation knowledge of Amajina and Son's mineral concern put to use uncovering the remains of the Allegan Empire. We mine knowledge here, not ore. Now, that sounds grand, and it is, but most of my time is actually spent mothering the equipment. It's on account of the sand getting into the worst places, and the damn stuff is everywhere. Which brings me to you, naturally. You're showing up as a godsend, and who am I to refuse the gods? Could you remove 3 piles of sand right over there? You be careful as you go about it, though. Some smoke bombs have burrowed into them, and they're none too friendly. Oh, great. Hello. Nope. Hit them until they stop moving so that they can't blow up. That's how you deal with Final Fantasy bombs. And there we go. That was wonderful, adventurer. Those piles were growing larger by the day, and I can't tell you how little I wanted to clean them up myself. But speaking of things I've no interest in doing, I'm sure you've noticed by now the glut of smoke bombs surrounding this site. Well, they're not here by chance. They're here on account of the equipment. The machines run bloody hot and the heat draws the bombs in. And every time that happens, we need to shut everything down or else risk them exploding on the lot of us. We'd appreciate it if you could take care of 4 of the pesky devils. Okay. Well, I know that I have at least one more of these to do for this hunt slog. I wonder if I can do it for other ones. Seki says I always got confused with the names Amajima and the Amalja right next door, or just me. No, it confused me too. Absolutely. Okay. So, Gladiator. I have balloons, but not these because they're level 30, I think. That's another balloon. Smoke bomb for Lancer. So let's switch to Lancer. Or rather, Dragoon. Okay. Let's see if I can remember how to do this job. Very important. Also, goodness, I would not want to live in Thanalin ever, full of giant 8-foot-tall ants and literally living bombs that can float in. Absolutely! I am not a desert dweller in real life, and I would not want to be in-game either. I especially hate ants. They are the worst thing on the planet as far as I care. And I don't want anything to do with them. Please, thank you. And if they're 8 foot tall, even worse. Okay. And that was enough of the smoke bombs, and I finished the quest. Yay. Can I jump this fence? Yes. Excellent. I like some ants if they're outside in the park, but I heard of fire ants, and I'm gonna say no in 5 different languages. I don't like ants in general. I don't like them, and I am very sensitive to scent. And so even though most people can't smell ants unless they're like the really stinky ones, I can smell them and it's disgusting and I just can't even deal. By Nald and by Thal, freedom from distractions at last. Thanks to you, I might be able to spend more than a minute focusing on the dig. Nothing beats having an extra pair of hands around. Well, this extra pair of hands gotta go. I have other things to be doing. Let's hop on that chocobo. Alright, and these don't bother you unless you bother them. Same for the fire sprites, but definitely not the sandworms. Those are aggressive. We put the bloody Guisarm here. Trophy claimed by the nun from the dying hands of an Amalja warrior. It might also have to do with your location. Maybe the ants on the west coast just smell real stinky compared to the ones on the east coast. Oh, I should actually be watching where I'm going, huh? A mournful cry echoes across the desert. Hi, friend. Uh-oh. I forgot to get out of the way. Luckily, I made it just in time. And that should do it. Hooray! We picked up a thing and everything. Okay. And now we cross the desert again. But yeah, ants have a really, like, sour smell. And it's real gross. Just not a fan. So I avoid them whenever possible. So yes, I also wouldn't want to live in this desert where they're 8 feet tall. That sounds terrible. Also, like, literal sprites of fire and whatever the hell these things are. It's a anglerfish, but for the desert? Gross. Nothing to do with that, please. Please, thank you. Okay. Where's all our turn-ins? Over here? Oh, but the sprites are cute. They just kind of hang around innocently until they light you on fire. They hang around innocently until they light you on fire, specifically. Took it hard, did she? She should. She's bringing up the rear in this crop of novices. If this were a game of Ifrit take the hindmost, she'd be on fire right about now. The reckless always have to take it the hard way. They fail until they succeed, or they get themselves killed. To tell you the truth, I was exactly like her once, down to the earnestness. Ah, familiar scent. I like the way you handled yourself the last time. Would you be my helping hand in the desert once more? You remember Ukazuna, don't you? I have her where she needs to be, out hunting Amalja in the eastern Segoli Desert, humbled, petulant, and with no idea how to gather her wits or her skills. The kindling is laid. All I need is a spark. Go east and dispatch 3 Amalja before Ukazuna's eyes. Harden that heart of hers, so weighed down already with shame and to peak. Then, with deft psyche, strike upon that flint. Okay, I gotta emote at her. Only in self-defense or when they've spawned in a quest, but I always feel so bad. They are really cute. They definitely are. However, I also don't want to be randomly lit on fire. Just a personal preference. The Yarzan barbs, have you fetched them? Yep. A sharp claw-like protrusion taken from the leg of a russet Yarzan. My appreciations, adventurer. You may be surprised by what target these find. You may be surprised by what target these find. Note what you see of Forgotten Springs this day. The old ways are going, and as quickly as an arrow do fly. Alright. Tell me, adventurer, is our old nemesis dead? I have a confusion of teeth, bones, and claws strung onto a piece of leather. Supposedly from the pattern in which the items are ordered, other Amalja can glean the name and rank of the necklace wearer. 'Tis a fine necklace, as befits a veteran of countless battles. It will make an excellent trophy. The spear, it belonged to one of his brothers. He knew when he spied it from afar, he would be unable to resist venturing outside the encampment to see for himself. Did you discern my intent, or was it luck, I wonder? Either way, you impress me, adventurer. I shall tell you of the ingredient you seek. Cool. I'm wearing a toadskin jacket, aren't I? I'm wearing a manor shirt, which is better, so we're gonna take the money. A shame we did not meet when I was still in the company of heroes. You would have made a fine recruit. But no point dwelling on what cannot be. You have a Welwick worm to hunt. Sandworms slither brazenly across the desert dunes by Welwick worms. Sandworms slither brazenly across the desert dunes, but Welwick worms are far fewer in number. Rarity breeds demand, and so their meat is highly prized as a delicacy. The only way to catch your quarry is to entice it with something it cannot resist. These worms prey upon the smaller creatures of the Segoli. A freshly slaughtered angler carcass would be my choice of bait. There's an area teeming with anglers to the east. I will mark it on your map, along with the location where the Welwick worms are most frequently sighted. Be warned, the blood will drive the worm into a feeding frenzy. If your skills are lacking, it will devour you as well. Seki says, Uad? We don't need to go into the desert dunes. Your town is under siege of sandworms every time we come around. Ah, but not the correct sandworms. It's the wrong worm! And it is presently under siege from the wrong worms. Okay, so this one, Braving New Depths, is level 35, which we cannot do yet. Oh my god, I'm going to get out of this space where the fate is taking place because the music is loud and jarring. There we are. Okay. So we have 2 level 31 quests. I brought you evidence of a slain sandworm, but it's not Tom the sandworm. Yeah. Okay, what is mind games? That's right. I have to go over to the Emulsion encampment for that one. Okay, just need to check something real quick. Do, 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 do. Because depending on the timing, I might know exactly who we're going to raid today. All right. That has been looked into. So now we're going to head out and deal with some worms and emulsia, except that first we have to go back inside the gates to pick up another quest because it appeared on our mini-map. Rules is rules, and this is a challenge run. Have I got a job for you, adventurer? You'll be positively perfect. You can look dangerous, can't you? My sisters and I like to bathe here after a hunt, but lately there have been oglers about. I've leapt out of the water to chase them off, but this only seems to swell their ranks. Will you chase them down and show them how furious I am? Yeah. Oh, hi. There's one right frickin' there. Enter slash furious. Oh, can't say as though I meant to offend you, madam. Well, I'll be going. There's one of 6. Creeps. Hey, look, there's several more. Jesus. Oh, oh, milady, I've been testing and found most wanting. I've been tested and found most wanting. So easily I was blinded, trust, and enfeebled. I must rise above these base impulses if I am to amount to anything. Oh my god. Well, what? I said I like the trees too. It's not like I'm only here for the girls. Oh. Okay. Uh-oh. No need to get angry, lass. I was just measuring these, trees. Yes, these trees. Rather odd looking, eh? Only doing a bit for science. Whoa there! I'll never peep. I swear it by the 12. Gods, I'll see that look of fury in nightmares. Yeah, you better run. And there's the last one. Uh, Come on, jump. Uh, can I reach him from here? Can I be angry at him from here? Ah! I'm sorry, madam. No need to get angry now. I have a problem, all right? I was working it out with my mummy under, gross. Seki says I wouldn't lie. I would actually study those trees. They look rather unique. Ah, marvelous. Not an ogler in sight. You have my gratitude, adventure. Though uh, having a good look at you, I suppose I wouldn't mind if you stole a peek now and then. Bet you didn't think my taste ran that way, hmm? Uh, sure? I wasn't going to assume your sexual orientation on sight. That would be disrespectful, first of all. Where on the map am I going? And it's also, like... It's not only wrong to presume, but it's also incredibly inaccurate most of the time. Like, you're not going to be correct if you're only making assumptions based on appearance. Okay, I got an angler carcass, and now I have to put the angler carcass somewhere else. Aha. I'm guessing right there. While trying not to deal with all the other worms. Grand. A few more bells under the sun and this fish will turn ripe as a fairy apple. Ew. Very gross. The sand surrounding the angler carcass begins to pulse and throb. The descriptions are concerning about this giant worm. It just makes the whole damn thing suggestive. That wasn't difficult. Why was that supposed to be difficult? Anyways, off we continue. Because we've got some Amalja to defeat. Okay. I don't see what's her name, but that's fine. Oh, that's right. I'm still at an angle because he didn't run up to me. Paying attention is very useful. I love how the blind icon is just a guy's face with sunglasses. I mean, it's pretty accurate. Like, for quite a while, like, sunglasses were seen to be a kind of hallmark of blindness in some places because if it wasn't genetic or time-based, it was usually due to an injury. There was a book that I read forever ago. Was it called? I don't remember what it was called, but specifically the main character, who is a blind woman, wears sunglasses because it covers up her acid scars across her eyes. So sunglasses are often used in older cartoons as well to indicate that a character is blind. A lot of imagery for like the Three Blind Mice and other things of that sort has the mice wearing sunglasses with canes to indicate that they are both blind and using canes to get around easily, or rather more easily. I'm not the best person to like be knowledgeable on the subject, but that is something that I do remember. Alright. One more for the hunt log. Where is she? There she is. While I'm out here. Just to be done with this part of the hunt log. Yay. And psych. How do you... That's how you spell it. Okay. Ah! Adventure, I bore witness to your deeds. You were amazing. I felt as though I was in a daze, but now I'm fully aroused. I shall need time to consider your actions this day. Farewell. Okay, bye. Weirdo. I'm just gonna teleport back. Do 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 do. And now we can turn these in. And then it'll probably send us somewhere else. Well done and thank you, adventurer. But I'm afraid someone may have wrecked our effort. The double-dyed fool Ukuba saw fit to give her another of his lectures as soon as she rode back in. Ugh, the man is such a fool. His scolding ways have cost us more novices than the desert and the beastmen combined. Ukuba has little love for anyone but himself. Oh, another... Ah, this guy. So it's you. Been working together with Utaika in his schemes, I've heard. I suppose I can hardly expect an adventurer to be loyal, but I can expect you to stay out of the U tribe's affairs, especially when they concern the training of our young rangers. The fact that Ukazuna has been naught but a disgrace to us is no excuse for your interference, no matter what Utaika might believe. For the nonce, I've dispatched her to the Minotaur Mom, that she may reflect on her many flaws in solitude. But that will accomplish nothing itself. This problem must be fixed at the source, Utaika's foolish methods. Since you've gotten so close to the man, mayhap you'd be so kind as to tell him to refrain from corrupting other impressionable novices. You're standing right across the room from him. I know you don't like him, but good lord. What's all this? Ukuba expects me to stay away from teaching our young ones? His foolish notions truly know no bounds. A true instructor does more than simply criticize his students when they fail. I continue to worry about how Ukazuna fares following the repeated rebuke she has received from that onion-eyed troll. That's a pretty good one. Who knows what damage he's wrought? Please, adventurers, seek her out so that we might determine her mental state. But first, you look well. Have you caught your quarry then? A large round slice of Welwick worm white meat. Your skills as a hunter rival those of our best. I applaud your success, Aerietta. The meat will need to be heavily smoked before I ship it to Weisket. Worry not, you have my word he will receive it in time for the banquet. You must be eager to obtain the third ingredient. I regret to say I know not of its location. For the nonce, you should return to Costa del Sol and seek Weisket's counsel. But hold a moment. Since you will be meeting the captain again soon, there is something I would like you to deliver to him for me. Okay. These are what I'm wearing. Yeah, I'm gonna take the money. The captain was always fond of this brandy wine. I would be grateful to you if you could deliver it on my behalf. It was a reckless, angry youth. I was a reckless, angry youth when I first joined the company, and he would have been well within his rights to cast me out. Everything I have I owe to his wisdom and generosity. Weisket was a firm yet fair teacher, an expert molder of men, and I suspect that is still the case now. Please give him my regards, Aerietta. Okay, but first I have to talk to one of your little huntresses, because she is upset. And there she is. It's good to see you again. What's that? You're wondering how I'm doing? I'm fine. Don't worry yourself on my account. I have everything I need. Mostly. There is one thing you could do for me. I need 3 anglers, alive but enfeebled. I believe that when sufficiently weakened, they can be caught with a simple sack. Would you do me this favor? Okay. Strange request, but okay. This will probably be the last quest that we do today. Because we are running up against the clock. And I am getting hungry. Okay, so it's just the dune anglers. I'm going to put that... I'm going to put that right there. Okay. And I have to try not to kill it. That should be enough. Yay! I've caught 1. Ah, there's another one. Oop, almost killed it. Gotta be more careful. Okay, last one. Don't interrupt me while I'm shoving you in a canvas sack. Very rude. Okay. Could you catch 3 anglers in those sacks? I'd appreciate it. I did that. Whatever could be floundering in this angler-sized sack? I wonder. These should do nicely. I switched to archery, you see, and I thought that anglers, a mite slowed, would make fine practice targets. It's interesting. I wouldn't have dreamed of picking up a bow before, but something's become clear to me after that Amalja hunt. When I returned from it and spoke with Ukuba, he suggested that I might be more suited to fighting at range. 'Twas he who showed me how to shoot. He even gave me these arrows. The heads are of Yarzenbarb. I am fortunate to have both Ukuba and Utaika watching over me. We are a tribe, and what I take from others I wish to give back someday. That is what I train for now. Not to win praise or escape rebuke. Different though they may be, either Utaika or Ukuba would make a worthy nun. Don't think I've grown too wise, though. Believe me, I still get a thrill and a half from putting arrows through these slimy monstrosities. Okay, and now we turn it in. Yaha! You found Ukazuna well, you say? And she's become an archer? Why, that's brilliant! I can't believe I didn't think of it myself. And those Yarzenbarb arrowheads! Ukuba spent hours shaping those. Well, well. I hate to admit it, but he is a better man than I give him credit for. Still, he shall not receive a quarter from me. I intend to lead this tribe, and it will be all the easier to beat him bloody if I keep my dislike of him intact. Seki says if these were the Forgotten Springs and we found it, wouldn't it be the springs? I mean, potentially. Alright, stretching out my back. It does look like we still have a little bit of time. And it does look also like the person we are intending to raid today has not yet gotten online, so I'm just gonna go a little bit longer. Okay, so journal. So level 31, that's heading back to Costa del Sol. The Remembered Springs. Remember to stretch your spines. Mine is in very bad shape from all that cleaning I did this week. Well met, Aerietta. Len and Dellen, Uad, none both spoke highly of you. What brings you here today? I have a deep caramel-colored spirit made from twice distilled fine red wine and then aging it in rosewood barrels for at least 30 summers. That's a long time. Ah, my favorite. I shall have to thank the nun personally. Now, you have but one ingredient left. Fortunately, you will not have to travel to Alenard this time to obtain it. Aldenard. These are... Oh, I don't want them. But they're better, but I don't want them. I'll take the shorts. Ugh. Terrible. Terrible. Okay, they don't look so bad with these boots specifically. We can appreciate that at least. Yes, shorts. You can't really see them because boots. Truth be told, I never intended for you to collect this last ingredient. Brayflox, my old quartermaster, wished to bring it to Costa del Sol herself. I forgot Brayflox was a girl. However, not long ago she sent word there's been some trouble at the long stop, and that the delivery would be delayed indefinitely. She told me nothing of the incident itself, but I fear the situation may be dire. Though I would like nothing more than to aid her myself, I have no choice but to turn to you and your allies. Make haste to the Hidden Falls docks and speak with Ozun Nazun. He will direct you to Raincatcher Gully, where Brayflox and her people have made their home. Alright. Gonna check a thing again. I need to do so much more stretching. My back is super messed up. Oh, geez. You know, I expected a lot more people to be offline today, considering that... Oh, nope. No, thank you. I expected a lot more people to be offline today because of TwitchCon happening this weekend, and a lot of the streamers that I follow ended up going, but it looks like everyone's online today except for the one person I'm waiting to get online. Apparently the name talks of Gabi folks can be seen on the ending part of their names. Ox means female, Ix means male. Good to know. I didn't know that. Alright, so that is a level 32, which means that it is outside of our current level range. Large buffalo in the area, though. So, if we are unable to... if we are unable to raid the specific streamer that I am wanting to raid, then we will find someone else. But I'm going to just take a little bit more time to at least try to get Dragoon leveled up. Oh, I have 6 minutes left on my food bonus. Okay, get off the chocobo. Oh, and we also have to get rid of these angler sacks since we don't need them anymore. This thing is big. just gonna say it. This thing's big. Look at us. Kujata was a huge problem, and now look at us. No longer an issue, taking on these giant buffalo. It's large. It is large. I can call it giant if I feel like it. Regional differences and whatever. Where are more of them, though? I need more buffalo. Aha! 2 more. Yeah. Getting turned around by the camera. Oh, that's right. We also have our chocobo able to fight, but we need to get more Gishel greens. Or, sorry, Gissel, apparently is the correct pronunciation. Dun dun dun! Alright. I'm gonna do that final check, and if she's not on, we'll search for someone else. Unfortunate. Going to check on actual Twitch again. While I'm doing that, it would probably be a good idea to switch over the screen and also mute the desktop audio. Well, thank you everybody for coming in to say hi. I super appreciate it. Yeah, Oh! She's online. Okay. Okay, it's perfect. Okay, so thank you everyone for coming in today. I, again, super appreciate it. This week has been a lot. I thank you for your patience in waiting for me to come back from having to take some time off to deal with in real life stuff. In chat and on screen right now is a link to my Beacons directory. There you can find updates on Twitter, our community Discord that also has updates, VODs on YouTube, and tipping on Ko-fi and gifts on Throne. If you would like to help support me getting better equipment so that I can play more games and not have to worry about my computer overheating and shutting stream down again, those would be the places to go, specifically Ko-fi. Again, thank you all for being here. I will be back on Monday with more Final Fantasy, and next week we're going to try Genshin Impact again on Wednesday. Information for that can be found in the community Discord if you are interested in checking that out. If you do go to the Discord, please make sure that you read the rules and mark that you have read them, because I have to personally make sure that people are verified and not bots as a protective measure. All right, so we, for the first time, are going to be able to go and raid my friend Strawberry Shortcake. She is a variety streamer. Today she is playing Final Fantasy IX, which is probably my favorite Final Fantasy game other than 14. And yeah, she's just really sweet. She is a fat, queer, no, death positive streamer. On Mondays, she does a segment called Mortal Monday where we talk about things like end of life planning and other things. So this, however, is her variety day. She has recently switched to Thursdays, so she's just going to be playing Final Fantasy IX. So I'm going to get that raid started. And yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you again on Monday. Bye!